Hey you guys, and welcome back. I decided I wanted to start something new on my channel, and I actually think one of you had suggested this in one of my recent videos. But what I was thinking about doing was every month I would film a makeup look inspired by that month. May has really made me think of rosy tones, pinky hues, florally soft makeup products. Hope you guys like this series. Let me know if you like it, and then I can keep doing it in future months. Thank you guys for watching, and let's just go ahead and get started. So I did my eyebrows off camera, and they are so hairy right now. Oh my gosh, like I'm not gonna do any close-up shots because of how bad my eyebrows are. I'm trying to let them grow out a bit more. Start by priming my skin. I'm just gonna use the primers that I chose for this month, which is my e.l.f. Hydrating Gel Mist. Kind of just a moisturizer. I've already applied my moisturizer, but it's already like, what, 3 in the afternoon? 2 in the afternoon. I feel like my skin needs a little bit more hydration. Really want to focus on not so much like super highlighted skin, but just very like soft and radiant, like that inner glow type skin. So I'm gonna be using my Glowy primer. This is the Milani Prime Light Primer. Having this type of glowy primer under my base product kind of just gives me that glowing from within makeup look. It's been a crazy weather day today. Randomly started hailing. It's been in and out with the sun. It's just been such like, this is like what I think of when I think of spring. It's like the sudden downpours, in and out from the sun coming through. Okay, so I'm not actually going to wear a foundation today. I think I'm just going to do concealer. So I'm just gonna be using the Catrice One Drop Coverage Concealer. This is in the shade 010 Light Beige. I'm gonna use this as both my under eye concealer as well as to kind of cover up random areas of my skin, just kind of to spot conceal and then just balance out the tones of my face. I'm gonna blend everything out with a brush. I really like using this concealer as my spot concealer because it's so lightweight, but it has really nice coverage. And I just feel like my skin always looks really beautiful. Like even just like my forehead, you can tell it just looks so beautiful with this concealer. I feel like my hair just doesn't want to cooperate these days. The best way for me to like wear it in videos recently is in like this low bun and hairsprayed down. I feel like that's the only way I look put together hair-wise in videos these days. That is the base makeup. Don't really want that much coverage. I just kind of wanted my skin to be evened out, the redness to be toned down. And I'm just gonna set my face with the usual Milani Prep Set and Glow. And I'm not gonna set my entire face today, just the areas where I applied the concealer. Again, I just kind of want to keep the coverage super light, and a lot of my face powders give me like added coverage, which is not really what I want right now. So I'm just going to use this translucent powder to set the concealer on my face. The one thing I need to do for sure this May is wash my makeup brushes. Oh, I know I don't want this to be like a super chatty video, but I just finished the first season of Broadchurch. I love it. For bronzer today, I am using my Milani Baked Bronzer in the shade Soleil. I like the glowy bronzed look these days. Anyways, about Broadchurch. So recently on my Instagram, if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, definitely connect with me on there. I feel like I'm more active on Instagram these days than I am on YouTube. I asked on my story for show suggestions, and one of the suggestions that I got was Broadchurch, and that has been on my Netflix list for so long. Like I have been wanting to watch that show forever because I love David Tennant so much. I love him, all because he's the 10th Doctor, and that's my favorite Doctor, and I fell in love. Any show with David Tennant, like I want to watch it. It's been on my list forever, and then I just recently, I just started it on Friday night. It's Sunday today, and I started it on Friday night, and I finished the first season, and it's so good. I have really enjoyed like the British murder thrillers lately. Like I just finished The Stranger, even though I didn't actually like the ending of The Stranger, and it kind of ruined the whole show for me. This episode ruined The Stranger for me. But I've just been really into like British thrillers, I guess. they just have a different quality than the typical like American thrillers. I don't know how to describe it, but like Bodyguard and Broadchurch, they're just like a different quality, and it's just, I don't know, you like get to see more of the thought process versus the like the violence, I guess. I love Broadchurch. I'm gonna start season 2 tonight. I think it's only 3 seasons maybe. Just binged it. For blush, I'm going to stick with that rosy theme I was talking about, and I'm going to use my Wet n Wild powder blush, and this is in the shade Pearlescent Pink. I believe Wet n Wild still makes this blush, but they've repackaged it. It's just a drugstore classic if you want like a pinky blush with like a little bit of gold in it. I feel like it has like a little bit of a gold sheen. This one is so beautiful. And I've really liked the full blushy look lately. I usually go pretty heavy, I think, with my blushes, but I've really loved the blushed look. I think on Instagram I noticed that a lot of people were going for like a fully pinky blush look. I'm so glad that's becoming like a trend because I love over blushing. Like I think it's such a pretty youthful look. I pretty much do the same method all the time, but I usually apply blush to my cheeks, along my nose, and I also apply whatever's left on my chin. I just feel like those are the areas of my face where the sun naturally gives me a sunburn. I guess not so much my chin, but I just like to do my chin, but definitely my nose and the tops of my cheeks. I also will sometimes take blush above my brow bone. I'm not gonna apply too much highlighter because like I said, I'm more into the glowy, like the soft radiant look, and the blush actually has a lot of radiance to it, plus that primer and also that bronzer. I'm just gonna apply a little bit of my highlighter. This is the Revolution Pro highlighter contour palette, and I'm just going to apply a little bit to the tops of my cheeks, like the very, very tops, like just right there. And then I also like to apply it on the tip of my nose, and then also in the center, like in between my brows. I have to be careful today because I have like a pimple right there, so I'm gonna be careful and not highlight that. And I also like to apply highlighter on my Cupid's bow, chin, and also a little bit in the center of my forehead. And that's kind of the base makeup today. Let's move on to eyes. So I'm going to apply my eyeshadow primer. My filming days in general are Sundays and Fridays, like my Fridays off. I try to film as many videos as I can in one day. I lose track of time a lot. This is why I'm starting this at 2 o'clock and I'm hoping to film like 3 videos today, and it's just really bad. Okay, so my eyeshadow palette of the month is this one. It's so beautiful. I love it. It's from Focallure and it's their Sunrise Impressionism palette. It totally reminds me of the Impressionism, like that era. I mostly know the Impressionistic era through music, like through my piano. I don't know a ton about the artist, but I do know about music, and Debussy to me is like the epitome of the Impressionistic era. So if you think of songs like Clair de Lune or De Arabesque, that's kind of what I think of when I think of the Impressionism era. Also, Monet? Is Monet Impressionism? I don't know. I just think of him. I always associate Monet with Debussy for some reason. This palette reminds me of Debussy. So I think I'm gonna just go for a very toned back look today. Probably going to start with this shade right here, which is kind of like a soft, warm brown, and I'm gonna use that in my crease. Just gonna go for a very simple rosy eye. Even though this palette is pretty rosy, I feel like it doesn't have a lot of pinks. It's mostly like rosy browns, some lavender shades. I'm also gonna take that same shadow along my lower lash line. I think this is gonna be quite similar to the look I was wearing in my makeup I'm wearing this month video. I feel like that's what this is turning out to be. Then I'm also gonna take this shade right here. It's kind of a pinky purple shade. Probably the most pink in the palette, actually. I'm just gonna use this one on my lid. Anyway, like I was saying, Broadchurch is so good and I have been loving it. I am gonna still start Vikings. It's been on like my mind ever since Game of Thrones ended, and since I finished The Witcher. Like I'm just looking for something with swords and things like that, you know, like that kind of style. So I think I'm gonna start Vikings, or someone suggested The Last Kingdom. Right now I'm just into the murder mystery thriller. I'm going to take a smaller brush If I can find one that's not dirty. They're all dirty because I haven't washed my brushes. And I'm gonna take this shade right here, which is a brown, I guess, like a kind of like a reddish plummy brown. And I'm gonna use that along my upper lash line. I have to be really careful. I always forget this, that these shadows actually have quite a bit of fallout. I also think I wanna add a little bit of brown eyeliner to my lower lash line, just because it's softer than black, but I actually have been loving adding eyeliner just to my lower lash line and not my upper lash line. I feel like it reminds me of when I was younger and on I didn't wear makeup in high school, but on special events I would throw on eyeliner, not even mascara, just eyeliner, and I'd always just line my lower lash line, and that was like my dressed up makeup look. And I always like to set my eyeliner with a little bit of eyeshadow just to make sure it doesn't stray throughout the days. I have pretty watery eyes and I sneeze a lot, so my eyeliner doesn't really stay on my lower lash line very well. So I'm gonna just set it in place with a little bit of that brown eyeshadow we were using. I don't want to go too dark, but I'm just feeling like I need a little bit more depth on the outer corner. So I'm going to take the shade Latte Please, which is this one right here. It's a plum, but it has a little bit of sparkle in it. I actually remember it turning out a lot more purple in the past when I've used it. So I'm just going to add a little bit to the outer corner. I should do a lavender makeup look with some of the purple shades in here. I feel like that would be pretty. And then I'm going to blend everything out with my blending brush. Cannot use this palette without reaching into one of the glittery shimmery shades in here, like especially the like one of the marble ones, because they are, oh, they're so beautiful. I cannot get over these shades. I'm going to take this one, the lightest one, in the shade Champagne. I'm going to take this on my inner corner, and it's such a pretty shimmer shade. It just is so like glitzy. I don't even know how to describe these shimmers, but they're not like your typical shimmers. They're so beautiful. And I'm going to take the shade right above it in Pinwheel Galaxy. And I'm going to apply this on the inner third of my eye. Just add a little bit of sparkle. Okay, so I just zoom you guys up so you can see the glitters. They are just, there's something else. Like they're just so, like so stunning. I can't get over how pretty and reflective and like beautiful these glitter shades are. I'm going to apply my mascara. Oh my god, my brows. I don't like this mascara so much, but it's the one I'm currently using and have opened. It's the Revolution mascara. It's so clumpy. I think it dried out actually. It's probably done and I need to toss it. But I'm gonna do my best to apply this probably off camera so I don't mess it up, and then I'll come back and apply the lips. There's definitely something wrong with this mascara. It was so hard to apply and it was so clumpy. Now I'm gonna apply my lips, and I'm gonna use the Colourpop Ultra Blotted Liquid Lipstick in the shade Sleepy Eyes. Blotted lips are just spring to me. I feel like they are the most springy out of all of my lipsticks. Again, I just feel like they're not overdone. They have like kind of a softness to them. And the color Sleepy Eyes is pretty rosy, and it's one of the colors I chose for May, so it kind of fits my whole May theme. Really forgot to apply some setting spray, so I'm just gonna do that really quickly now. I am on the last of my Milani Make It Last setting spray, and it's coming out really clumpy, so I'm gonna just hold it like very far away from my face, and hopefully it doesn't clump up and add like huge droplets to my face. Okay, and that is the completed look. This is my May inspiration makeup look. Spring is probably my favorite season. I just really love spring. Spring and fall, I think, are my favorites. But yeah, this is the look. I hope you guys liked this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you want me to keep doing this series in the future, I can definitely keep doing it. Like, this was kind of a fun video for me to film. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Please subscribe if you would like to see more videos, and I'll see you in my next one.